Now here's something fun to do. See if you can figure out what this monkey is doing hanging from this metal pipe. He's actually got some sheet metal that he's forming around this pipe to make a nice little bend so we can make a heat shield for this vintage 70 scooter. Um, 10 snips, grinder, um, and some welding. And we're going to actually develop and beat the crap out of this piece of sheet metal here. I thought it was pretty cool because we don't do a lot of building and making. We just do a lot of repair in Ben's garage, and this is another night in Ben's garage, his new garage. Lots of folks showed up, and sadly, only a handful of them were paying attention to this awesome little build here. I love making stuff, especially custom stuff, and it was pretty cool watching Rodney just jump in there and no paper, no pen, no paper, no AutoCAD, no SketchUp, no nothing. He just started cutting, and I love that. And once he got a good bit of cutting done, he pulled out a hammer and started beating on the metal. And I've done a little bit of that, but I've never done the edge forming, corner forming like that, because it was pretty cool. I've seen stuff like that on TV. Jesse James is a big metal worker, motorcycle metal worker, and I love watching his stuff. He does amazing stuff with metal, forming metal like they used to do, 50, 100 years ago, by hand. And, they still do it, but it's just so rare nowadays. Everything's a custom stamped out metal crap instead of something really cool like hand formed metal. And although we didn't have the right tools to do this stuff, we did talk about some of the tools that folks use to do this kind of work, which we had none of. But anyway, it was really cool watching Rodney make this custom heat shield to prevent burns like I've got from when I was 8 years old. Now, it was about this time that Rodney ran into his first problem, his hair. And if you don't know, Rodney's lady likes his hair, so she won't let him cut his hair. And he didn't bring a hair tie, so we used the only thing we had in the shop, which is a zip tie, of course. But it's pretty funny seeing a manly man like Rodney tying his long locks up with a zip tie, but he don't give a crap because he's a man. He cares not about what other people think about him, but I always tease him. And this is no different, the zip tie. And like I said earlier, I really love the way Rodney just grabbed this thing and took hold of the project. He just kind of walked into the middle of it just like I did. And, oh, we're going to build a heat shield. Okay. I had my ideas. My idea was simply taking some bolts and tacking them on to the exhaust, and then bolting the heat shield, just like basically what he's made so far to this point, without any kind of bends or anything like that. Just a standoff shield that was tacked to the exhaust. And now he's starting to get into the fun part, which is beating a curve, a compound bend in the metal. And like I said, I've seen this on TV before. I've always thought it was really interesting, using some body working tools that have never been used before. Ben's got all kinds of interesting tools. I would say most of them, well, not most of them, but quite a few of them have never been used before. And this is where it really starts getting interesting. He starts doing some cutting and bending that I really didn't understand what the heck he was doing until he starts fitting it, and then I realized, oh, these are tabs to run straps around, and the relief cuts, everything he started doing here. I was like, oh my, all that work, you're fixing to ruin it. You're fixing to You're fixing to ruin all that wonderful hammer work that you've done." But each time he comes back and fits it, and I go, "Oh, okay, that's what he's doing. All right, I just didn't see that." Like, this was one of the most interesting parts. He made a couple of bends here so he could put the standoffs on there, and then some more at the end. I just thought it was really cool. And at this point, it just looks like it needs to be, you know, sanded or grinded down, cut the big edges off, and then paint it. But this is where things started going south here. Welding up those cuts, which I'm not even sure should have been done or needed to be done, but that's when the beauty started going away quickly. I guess we couldn't get the settings on the welder just right. Maybe we had the wrong welder. I don't know, but I think he did more damage trying to weld it than the good. At least he put more crap on the outside and blew holes on the inside and made it work. Anyway, I was really impressed with Rodney's handiwork, despite the trouble at the end. I thought you might enjoy this custom heat shield work at Ben's Garage.